think you guys are starting to notice a pattern of these. Hey guys, Zillard here, back again with another action figure comparison. Today we are comparing the Toy Biz Marvel Legends Fearsome Foes box set Carnage to the Hasbro Marvel Legends Infinite Series Carnage from the Green Goblin wave. Now, since this guy's a box set, that guy is single carded, you know the drill, we're skipping it altogether just like a couple weeks ago with the Venoms. And we're just going to start straight off with Articulation, so let's get into it. Starting off with Toy Biz's Carnage, he has a hinge in the head as well as a swivel. Look at that head sculpt. This looks like his jaw is tearing right off. And then he has an in and out at the shoulder, forward and back, as well as a bicep swivel. He has double jointed elbows, which you really can't use to full effect due to his hands. And then he's got swivel at the wrist, hinge at the hand, hinge at the three fingers there, his pointer, and his thumb. Is that all necessary? Probably not, but it's there nonetheless. He's got an ab crunch that moves forward and back, as well as a waist swivel. He has T-jointed hips, move out to side and back in, forward and back. Thigh swivel, double joint at the knee, actually pretty decent range there. Swivel at the shin, and a hinge at the ankle. No rocker joint, which is surprising, and a toe pivot, which really, I've always hated those. They don't do anything but piss me off. So, that's basically it for the Toy Biz Carnage. Obviously the articulation's symmetrical, so 3 points in each hand, 3 points in the fingers total on each hand, and then both the toes have a pivot, so, but that's pretty obvious. Moving on to Hasbro. Hasbro's Carnage, I think, handles the articulation a little bit better. Here's why. He's got a hinge in the head, much better range of motion, and he also has a swivel, which even gives him a little bit of a rocker in the head as well. He's got the in and out at the shoulder, just like the Toy Biz one. Maybe not as much, but about as much as you need. Rotates forward and back. And here's the thing with this one. This one's arms go straight down. The Toy Biz one does not, due to the sculpt of the back of the figure, which is kind of interesting. He's got a bicep swivel, double jointed elbow, which he can take full advantage of if you try hard enough. And then he has a swivel and a hinge in the wrist. And now moving on to the torso, he's got an ab crunch, which is a bit squeaky on mine, but it wears down. And it does work. He's got a swivel at the waist, which I never really cared for waist swivels, or really ab crunches. I prefer diaphragm joints, but can't win them all. He's got T-jointed hips, which are actually quite tight. The only problem is on my Carnage, the peg connecting them to the crotch piece is a little loose. That probably can be fixed, but I'm not going to worry about it. He's got forward and back in the hips, as well as a thigh swivel. Double joint at the knee, giving you about the same as the Toy Biz one. A swivel at the shin, which really doesn't need to be there. And he has a hinge in the ankle with a rocker joint, which helps him stand. So I'm going to give articulation to Hasbro on this one. I think this one actually does quite a bit better in controlling what stuff where stuff is placed, I meant, and how it is used. So round 1 goes to Hasbro. Now for round 2, which is accessories. This guy don't come with any. Yeah, he comes with a stand with his face on it, but I don't have that to show you, but Just right off the bat, this guy has nothing. And now for Hasbro's Carnage, he also has nothing. Unless you want to count the tendrils that plug in and out of his back, but really that's part of Carnage. Unless you want to count that an accessory, I'm just going to call this round a draw. And now comparing the scale. Here we have Toy Biz Carnage next to the Toy Biz Venom, who does not want to stand. Haha, there we go. Those ankle joints was loose on me. And then here we have same figure next to the Hasbro Venom. Now obviously this guy's going to work a little better with the Toy Biz stuff, but they're both about the same size as the Venoms. So I guess this guy would work either or, but I think he fits better in with this fellow over here because he's got that extra sculpted detail that this one lacks. But that's not all. You have to compare him to Spidey, of course. Make sure the fella's gonna stand. And doesn't look like he is. The hell? There we go. This, of course, is the Pizza Spidey, not the McFarlane one. Duh. I don't have money for that. And then here is the elusive Black Cat, who we're just gonna hold. So he's shorter than Spidey and Black Cat, although Black Cat's in heels. So he's kind of short. I always thought Carnage was the same height or taller. So let's see how the Hasbro one does. And here we have Hasbro's Carnage next to Hasbro's Venom. Of course, they're two peas in a pod. They work great together. Then he's gonna stand for us. Here's Toy Biz's Venom. Now, obviously, you know, you could say either or in this case, but obviously I'm going to go with the Hasbro Venom and this guy because they're same manufacturer, obviously, and they have that more simplistic sleekness about them. And now the real size comparison. How does he stack against Spidey? He is the same height. The other Carnage was a bit shorter. So this one definitely takes the cake there, and then there's Black Cat in her stilettos. Who he's also pretty close to the same height, but again, high heels, you're going to be taller. Even if you probably shouldn't be, but oh well. So Hasbro definitely takes it on scale. And the winner is Hasbro, for not just giving you the sheer essence of the character in what they've made. I mean, don't get me wrong, that's Carnage, but I will say when repainted it does look more like Toxin. But Hasbro nailed it with the tendrils coming off, and the paint application, the black, being pretty spot on, and the head sculpt in particular. Granted, he's got a bit of a beak face, but kind of what Carnage had. This guy, his mouth kind of gets lost in the sculpt, so that's the only downside with him, but other than that, I'd say this is a pretty good figure. If you can find this guy cheap, I would say get him because he's much more affordable than him right now. I believe mine is the second release with the pearlesque eyes. I'm not too sure on that. Probably why he has the problem he does. So, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this action figure comparison. Stay tuned for more of these, and you know what? Just because I'm in the mood for this, I figured why not put both Venoms with their sons. Because we all know Venom spawned the Carnage symbiote, right? Now it's even harder to pick a winner, but I will say these fit in better with a Hasbro collection. These obviously fit in better with a Toy Biz collection. So if you want a pair, personal preference, but if you're just looking for single characters, these two are the better ones, I think. That Venom, though, is really good. Maybe if you took his head off and put it on him, it would be even better. But I just figured I'd throw this in there at the very end. And then, you know what? Just because. There is Pizza Spidey. About to get a very nasty ass whooping. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and until next time, I'll catch you guys later.